There is a wealth of knowledge. He's so excited. Okay, we'll call this council regular session to order. It's Wednesday, August 21st. The time is 7 p.m. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and open it up for visitor comments. If you'd like to come up and make a comment, state your name for the record and keep it to 3 minutes or less, please. Who'd like to speak? Come on up.
Randy Sanders, St. Helens, Yankee.
Randy.
I would like to state for the record that I was always in favor of this. I think it's fantastic. I had always assumed that there would be an adult in the room monitoring the contractors. This week, another mistake. This was tearing out curbs. I want to remind you, we're at 50% right now, and I was willing to take that for the community because I know this is an important project. I have to keep my staff on board. I don't want to lose them. It's taken us 2 years to get a good staff. It's a difficult thing. We're not paying ourselves anymore, so I just want to make sure that the staff as well. When I mean we're at 50%, that's a pretty good week. And I don't mind doing this for the cause, but when I've seen a roundabout put in, torn out. I've seen the street in front of us, something about pipes. There was a problem there, which took longer. And now these curbs came in. I was helping one of our customers the other day in a wheelchair. I don't see any reference to ADA or what your options are. I had a customer come in and say, well, we thought this downtown was closed completely. So there's no public relations to the public. I mean, we get it sometimes, but they don't, especially when they don't live around this area. This curb was pulled out and I guess put back. I haven't been down there. I'm just so disgusted right now. I don't even want to go in there. I'm trying to be fair. All I ask is that there is an adult in charge of this that I could chat with. It's nothing that I would abuse, but when I need to talk to somebody, it would be nice. And I had assumed that there was somebody managing. I mean, somebody has to manage the general contractor. I was kind of hoping at the very beginning of this, you would just get a developer, a professional developer, budget that in. Maybe you'd have to do less of this or less of that, but man, what a piece of cake that would have been. Didn't happen. Now I'd like to know if there's anybody in charge that's going to keep an eye on more problems. Because every day that's closed, we take it. There's one thing where you can plan. Well, they said 3 weeks. Okay, let's say 4 weeks. But now I don't know how long this is going to be. And I'm speaking particularly in front of us. I know you're going to move around and whatnot. And I do want to work with you. I'm not here to complain. I'm here to ask questions. Can I get somebody that's running the show that will give me information?
What was your business again?
Big River Tap Room. I'm opening a whiskey bar back there. Supposed to be open 4 months ago. It's done. It's ready. But I'm afraid if I open that and I've got a ton of people that want to be members, can't park, can't do this, then they start saying to me, can I get a cut on my membership for the month because I can't park and this, that, and the other. I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So now the kids are telling me, everybody's coming in here. They want to know when you're opening. I just said, we'll open when you can park down there. We'll open when somebody in a wheelchair has access. That's all I can tell you at this point. So that's another revenue stream that I'm not seeing.
Sure.
Um,
So I would direct you to Mohammed Zair, our public works director, and I will get you a business card and bring. I will get you his number directly that you can call and talk to him. I know that roundabout originally it was wavy like this, and we're like, it was very unacceptable to our engineering team when the curbs were put in on the roundabout. And it was not done to our standard, and that's why it sat there like that, and they almost rejected it immediately because of that's a focal point of the whole project, we feel. And
how couldn't, why weren't the forms inspected?
Alright.
first? I mean, that's,
that's again,
I know very little about it, but I know that.
yeah, so we do,
And secondly, a city, I mean, when I do something at my house or my business, and I've dealt with permitting many times,
yes.
I've got to deal with that.
So MEI, who is our contractor, they have a new foreman that's been on.
Third one,
and
I know all about that.
and he's supposed to be the ace in
And
the
that's
hole.
why I'm kind of apprehensive to speak
Yeah,
with
he's-
Mohammed, to be honest with you. I hear, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
he's firing these guys.
He's not firing, he's questioning the work that they're doing that has been done wrong. So,
But wouldn't you do that prior to pouring mud?
the work was performed, the pouring the mud was wrong. So we didn't know what they were gonna do until they poured the mud. They didn't set it up right, so, yeah, he would be the point of contact. It was supposed to be Cal originally. We all remember that. We met Cal. We will definitely, I'll get you hit Mohammed's number. You
Is
can-
he approachable?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, he is. Yep. Yes.
I think you should give him opportunity, just have coffee with him or something.
Yeah,
fine.
You'll be surprised.
yeah.
I'm easy to work with, but I don't want to be Buffalo.
No, but you should also have the right to talk about what problems you're seeing in your business, so.
I'm more concerned with what's coming up.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be another one of these? Am I gonna be closed for another 3-4 weeks?
He's a person to talk to.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep. So,
Thank you.
yes. Right, who would like to speak next?
Brady Preheim. I want to talk about your two resolutions, 2018. I sat here as Treadway asked you, is there a cash card I get with this contract? You guys looked at him, Walsh did and said, no. You're expected to fund this yourself. I've been in business a long time. And I have people all the time come to me and say, I'll pay you extra if you can get my computer done by this date. I'll give you a bonus. And if I can't deliver, I don't take that work. If there are terms of a contract that I can't do, I don't do it. Treadway was well aware of the fact that there was not going to be city funding. They asked the question, it was answered, and now here you are. Oh, let's set up a cash card. So the city is going to pay for all this instead of a contractor. This is not a contractor. This is now an employee. Period. You don't even know what an independent contractor is. You're going to commingle funds with them and be sharing an account? It is ridiculous. I can't, they are expected to fund this event. If their contract that they wrote, that you guys wrote and agreed to works, they're getting $73,000 more just for management from the start. So far, they don't deserve anything. They've canceled the talent, didn't do the 13 nights, which is part of their contract. You stuck John with that job. Now here they are, don't have a clue about what's going on in the haunted house, have no idea. They're not going to use our boat. You know that's going to not happen. You know that's coming up next. Or you're going to say, oh, that's surplus property. Let's liquidate it. I know that's coming from you. And this is your solution. And we're all just supposed to say, oh yeah, everything's fine. It's not. This company needs to fund themselves. And you tell me, what other contractors do you have where you share an account? Tell me one independent contractor where the city sets up an account that a contractor can come from. That is not how an independent contractor works. This is not rocket science. They fund their items, period. Oh no, but they just get a bill you for costs. And if those costs are $1 million, you just write it. And of course, now you're going to do a supplemental budget. So I don't know if Gloria is going to be back there printing money because you don't have $1 million. I don't know where you think that money's coming from, where the supplemental budget money's coming from, because you don't have it. Plain and simple. You do not have it. If they don't have the funding to fund this event themselves, then they have created a scam and you cancel the contract and you say, we're done. We are out of here. You are not moving forward. If you need our money to run this event, then this is not the event for you. Goodbye. It is ridiculous that you are setting up this account and are going to be feeding them cash. And if their revenue doesn't cover their expenses, who's going to take it in the shorts? Them or the city? You have put the city at a huge, huge loss. If they make lots of money, great. The city will benefit. If they lose lots of money, oh, too bad. And guess what? That's their history. They went over 60% on their events in Scappoose, 60% of their budget. That's their history. And now you're going to put them in a situation where they can do it again. It is absolutely ridiculous. Finally, also, I'm opposed to 2019. The jail is a huge cost overrun. We were lied about that from the day it was built. I was the only one that kept saying, how are we going to operate it? Oh, we won't need it. Guess what? Yeah, you need to be living off $5 million of our money a year. Yeah. So vote no on that.
Any other visitor comments?
And messy.
Okay, we'll go ahead and. Okay, we're going to Zoom. Jim Massey, if you want to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Jennifer Massey, City of St. Helens. So I have a few topics I want to run through pretty quickly. One, I somewhat agree with Brady Preheim, which pains me to say, but I agree with the concerns for tourism, but not necessarily for the same reasons that he does. I just want to remind everybody how we had an increase in the contract amount of approximately 73,000, and that is due to the unsubstantiated 1.2 million that was added. What my understanding is, unbeknownst to the council, to the RFP, which the Prospers then in return raised their price. So, people can be angry about it, but again, it comes back to, I believe, John Walsh being responsible for that and costing us approximately, $73,000 more. I don't see why Treadway could not be doing this the same as the past contractor at E2C. She did do a great job and they should be able to do it for the same amount. So I think that if we're going to be angry about that or to anybody, that is John Walsh. Second thing is a question listening to the general work session today. Just a question for counselor to explore. It looks like I heard correctly, we're a 50-50 split for logging. And I'm just curious if we can go back and negotiate that for a higher percentage, because it seems like maybe we're giving away the farm, no pun intended, but seems like we could do a little bit more negotiating there on the timber. And also jumping back to the tourism. So I'm also curious the status of the WANA account. Because obviously finances are issue, the supplemental budget is an issue, and that's supposed to be the operating account for tourism, which is obviously what is supposed to be given to Treadway. We're not hearing anything more about that, and I'd like to hear an update. I don't know why that is being handled with lack of transparency. That's the taxpayer funds at this point. And also, I'm curious of what the status of the social media accounts or to sever Columbia County, the assets of the city of St. Helens. Why is that not being, why are the citizens not being updated on that? Because I don't think that's transparent either. And I believe E2C is still using that, maybe some of the social media sites to engage in social media dialogue. And then the last thing that I wanted to address is I appreciated Council President Chilton's question to Gloria today about Main Street, because Russ Hubbard has been taking a beating from some citizens that maybe just don't understand the Main Street. And I think it was helpful to understand that. So I applaud her for bringing that forward, and maybe that will relinquish some of the people's angst and have a better understanding so he could stop being a target for it, because it looks like it's misguided. And then my last thing actually is you guys as council, you guys can make some pretty pivotal decisions. We have a lot of financial issues. Nobody is taking ownership. We don't just get somewhere and it's like we point in every direction on who's on first. Leadership, comes with consequence, and nobody is taking responsibility. And I'm just befuddled that John Walsh is not on administrative leave at this point. I get it, you're busy, but again, I've come to this conclusion several times. He is just bad at his job, and I just don't understand why City Council has not either had the courage yet or the conviction to make that happen. Because I think that is the more time this goes on, we're hitting business owners and everybody else. It's problematic, and he seems to be the root of all these problems as a common denominator. So food for thought. Seems like something has to be done. So appreciate it.
Another,
No one else has their hand up.
all right, so we'll move on to resolution number 2018, a resolution authorizing the city finance director and city recorder to establish the event checking account.
Be restated.
Yeah.
It's not the city recorder, it's the city administrator and the finance director.
Okay, so amendment to the resolution would be resolution number 2018, a resolution authorizing the city finance director and city administrator to establish an events checking account.
I move we approve resolution number 2018 as read.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 2018. Any discussion?
Well, I want to encourage people to go back and listen to the work session. Gloria did a really great job of talking about what this account would do and what the purpose of it is and how it will be accessed. So I just encourage you, if you have questions about that, to go back and listen to that versus us repeating it now, but she did a good job of explaining it, so.
Yeah, it's our account and it is, they will get a card for authorized spending on that, but it is our account, not a joint account. Correct? I heard. Okay, Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sundin.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
Councilor Hubbard. And I'm an aye as well. Okay, resolution 2019, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of St. Helens in support of the proposed jail levy.
Make a motion to approve the resolution number 2019, a resolution for the Common Council of the City of St. Helens to support of the jail levy. Second that.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 2019. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Sundin.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
Councilor Hubbard.
Aye.
So an aye as well. Okay, we're gonna take off. Oh, you already did? Did you already amend this?
No,
Six.
Oh, it's
That's
6,
six.
yeah.
Okay. All right, we're gonna, the 6 is getting scratched off this, so I'm not gonna read that one. Approve and authorize for signature 3 agreement with Scappoose Bay Watershed Council and maintenance for improvement of natural areas on city-owned properties. 4, Amendment number 1, the Oregon Parks and Rec Department Land and Water Conservation Fund Grant Agreement with River Rock Phase 1 project. 5, First Amendment to contract with Landis and Landis Construction LLC for the South First and St. Helens intersection joint utility trenching and electrical underground project number R-685A. Number 7, Amendment number 2 to agreement with Oregon Business Development Department for sewer capacity improvement projects.
I'll make a motion to approve and are authorized for signature line items 3, 4, 5, and 7 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve 3, 4, 5, and 7. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Counselor Sundy.
Aye.
Counselor Gunderson.
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard.
Aye.
No, and I as well. Appointment to city boards and commissions to reappoint Colleen Euler to the Library City Board. Would somebody like to make that recommendation? Russ, would you like to do that? Cause you're sit over the. You want to nominate Colleen?
The way she spoke to me one night, I don't think I
Okay,
can.
okay. Somebody would like to? It's recommended by the board.
Make a motion to reappoint Colleen Oler to the library board.
Second,
Second.
okay. Motion's been made and seconded to reappoint Colleen Euler to the library board. Council President Chilton,
Aye.
Councilor Sundy.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson,
Aye.
Councilor Hubbard,
And
okay, and I am an aye as well. Okay, so consent agenda for acceptance. 9, library board minutes dated June 10th. Look at that. Is your guys' is a misprint too?
Yep.
24. Planning Commission minutes dated June 11th, 2024. We'll go with those two.
Move we approve consent agenda items 9 and 10 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. Council President Chilton.
Aye.
Councilor Funding.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson.
Aye.
Councilor Hubbard.
Aye.
Okay, consent agenda for approval. 11, City Council and Planning Commission minutes dated August 12th, 2024. 12, utility bill leak adjustment, request for 1835 St. Helens Street, West Side Laundry, in the amount of $1,577.06. And 13 accounts payable bill list.
I'll make a motion to consent for approval, line items 11, 12, and 13 is read.
second,
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve 11 through 13. Council President Chilton,
Aye.
Councilor Sundy.
Aye.
Councilor Gunderson, Councilor Hubbard.
Aye.
And I as well. Don't think we had anything from our work session items, other than you're just gonna ask Lori to bring something back a couple meetings from now. That was it. So we'll scratch that and we'll go to council reports. Council President Chilton.
I wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to share about. I attended the happy hour today for the chamber too, but I wanted to talk about the last one that I went to. It was a ribbon cutting ceremony for Lightning Treats and Sweets and Rose Street Boutique, which has moved from up by Ace Hardware to right down here. And I'm excited to have them in the downtown. I just want to welcome them down here. I think it's going to be a wonderful, sweet treat to add to the downtown area. I got some feedback from business owners about Treadway, and I wanted to just kind of share some of the things that I know they're out there doing. They've been meeting with local businesses several times in the downtown area. They've started a group chat or talking so they can talk about the different things that local businesses want to see down here. And I know that they went and met with the county commissioners today. So they have been very active in the community, and they have, really put their ear down on the ground to listen to what's happening and try to do something different around here, and just try to get to know everybody a little bit and try to bring everybody to the table who wants to be involved in Halloween Town. So I'm really excited about that and just want to give them a shout out for getting things started. I'm also really happy to see things moving along with Project Arcadia. I happened to be at the beach last weekend and ran into one of the owners, and he was with his grandkids and I was there with my kids, and we were just talking about the project and just so excited to bring this to St. Helens. And I feel really fortunate and also really proud of the work that's been done behind the scenes to make this happen. So I just can't wait to talk more about that publicly when things start to really be real. So I'm excited about that. I also wanted to say that I'm thankful to the patience and hospitality of the community to keep downtown businesses alive while we get this project done. I've seen a lot of people that have been really pushing to support the businesses down here. And I think that's what community is really about, it's really about community supporting community. And I'm a huge advocate for that, and I really believe in that. And so I love to see that. And that's what inspires me to go out there and try to help and, be a helper in the community. So I also wanted to just make a quick note that there were some assets mentioned, wanna account social media pages that are still in question, and we are unable to discuss them right now due to ongoing litigation. So it's not that those things are being ignored, it's that we have to take steps to make sure that we don't lose any standing on those.
All right, thank you. Counselor Sundin.
Yeah, just a couple things. Earlier, there was a question about that with the Scappoose Bay Watershed Council. So a lot of what that involves is, at least the last few years that I've been involved with it, is they do invasive species at the parks and remove invasive species. They do some spraying, they plant native species along the creek beds and things like that. In the past, that's kind of been a thing that's been automatically renewed every year. But last year, the Parks Commission said we'd kind of like to be involved and see that before it happens. So I know this year they were involved with that and they approved that. So I think it's a good deal, a good partnership. Been enjoying 13 nights. Kind of sad to see it coming to an end, starting to feel like fall out there a little bit. But
It is.
great opportunity, I think, to show off McCormick Park. And it's been nice to see how many people have enjoyed that venue and people just spreading out and enjoying themselves. I hope we can continue to have some events, concerts, whatever it might be there in the future, and continue to use that space. The Parks and Trails Commission had their regular meeting. They're also having a special meeting next week to discuss what's being proposed as the Milton Creek Woodland Reserve. So I've mentioned that a few times before, but they're wanting to preserve some of the area on what used to be the old Boise Park, and then some of that area along the creek. There's some camas fields and some large tree stands and some other things. So they're looking at creating a reserve and creating some trails through there. So they're meeting next week to iron out their proposal for that. And then when they do have something ready to present to us, they'll come and present that to the whole council. So that's one thing they've been working on for quite a few months. And they're continuing with that. Also, with summer coming to an end, our summer programs are coming to an end. So there was just a social media post this week. They hosted 22 summer camps this week. My daughter was at a few of those. My son is aged out now, so he wasn't there, but she really enjoyed herself. And just recently, their latest one was a mystery camp that they had help from the police department, and Chief Greenway was there and looked like a lot of fun. So rec program's been doing a lot of good things this summer and meeting a big need in the community. So I've been grateful to see that. So I think that's
Excellent.
it.
Thank you. Counselor Gunderson.
We had our the planning commission meeting on Tuesday, and it was for me, it was a very emotional meeting because of the owner of Lightning Sweets and Treats came in and told her story.
Yeah.
And I had not heard that before, and I actually was tearing up. And I could not be more proud of the planning commission and the way they handled it and how it all worked out for everybody in the end. And the great work that I want to say her name is Lauren, but I think that's wrong. The great work that she's doing with her business to give back to Dornbecker, where she had lost her child. Just the whole thing was just great to be a part of. And that's what I love about this community.
And her cupcakes are really good, by the way.
I know, and so she's keeping her signage up. It is temporary, and that's what the ruling was, and that was what the question was. I also got a chance to attend the last board meeting for the Columbia River Fire and Rescue. And I brought some data here to share how busy they are. So in St. Helens, only EMS instance for July were 244. There were 13 fire incidents. There were 67 other incidents, so a total of 324 incidents in 1 month. That's a lot. The other thing I'd like to mention in our support of the jail levy for operations is that we need it. If we don't have something like that and it's basically catch and release where this is, it's gonna work out poorly. There were, I think when the jail first started, it was counting on timber revenue. That was keeping that kind of floating, and that's no longer an issue any longer. I mean, we don't have that. So I urge people to vote yes on that. Because I've got a little skin in that game because I deal with it a lot. And I can know what can happen. And so it's unfortunate, but it's a necessity that we need to fund that.
Robert,
As you heard today, we have a new hire for the library. It's pretty exciting. The maker space is going to be up and running, and we're excited about that. Next, we're getting really close to the solar project that will be at the library.
Yeah.
And I talked to Suzanne today, and I'm trying to realign the solar panels into a different location on the site. So we're going to discuss that when design gets going. I've got different ideas and try, instead of just having a bunch of solar panels and that's it, I wanted to make it a learning space for the library too, to explain about solar use and that sort of thing. So she was receptive to that. So that should be fun coming up, and we can get on that. I did mention earlier that, and we visited this before, about the additional fire calls and police calls to the Arbor. And I think we keep bringing it up, but I think we need to get some decisions on that.
Agreed.
If Brandon can come up with the amount of calls to that location, and you can have the calls to location, then we get an idea of what is pulling off the rest of the community, and then decide on how we can charge management over there for that, for our services. They're not paying any taxes. They just pay $10 a month per door, right? For water. So I think we just need to address that. So we shouldn't be having to pull services from the rest of this, our citizens, just because we're servicing them so much. So if we could, get that together for next time, that would be great.
you know, we'd have to look at how other cities have done it and what they have drawn up and collectively look at that.
Yeah, but I mean, if we get
Get the call numbers.
the stats, we can look at it and see how great it, what impact it is.
Yeah.
And we can find that out, and also, the cost of our services, that sort of thing.
When would you like to see those stats?
You said you already probably have them.
Oh, I can
You
get,
got them. So it's probably evident, each month they do a tally. Is that correct? Or
Well, are yours EMS or police, or both?
no, this is just EMS or
So we
fire.
need police too, because that's more the city resources.
Should be fairly quick, I would imagine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
so I think we could have that next time we meet,
Absolutely.
and then we could move ahead with what other cities are doing.
Yeah.
There's some cash flow right there that, it's two-way. The cops are on duty and spending their time there, so it's costing us dollars, but also it's costing the rest of the citizens, less of a force that they were promised.
So John, can you see if you can find another city that's implementing something like that we can look at?
Look around. And Crystal's already done some of the work on the analysis of that, but
Yeah, I already have all the calls for St. Helens and EMS.
Okay, but have you done any of the work to figure out like what other city, how they're doing it? Okay, so getting some of the actual process of like, it needs to be in the charter, the, you know, wherever it needs to be in and how it would look. Cause it wouldn't probably just be one apartment building, right? It would be, you know,
Or anybody
on
that has a service for that.
Yes.
amount of people.
excessive use, yeah.
Right. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is I think we like Randy Sanders coming up, typical businessman here, and he's gotten the brunt of the construction, of course.
Yeah.
And he understands, he's okay, but you know, he's getting frustrated. He sees a lot of tear out going on down there and different things. But I think we need Mohammed to come and speak to us once a month while all this is going on. If he's the guy in charge of this stuff, let's hear from him. Quarterly. I want to hear it monthly.
Okay, so are you done?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I just-
Got enough?
Yeah.
Like I've said enough. He barely says anything. And he-
Well, I just want to speak on the budget and, you know, there was a comment made earlier. Through the budget cycle, we go through, we have a budget committee every year. The budget is set. It is never, ever one individual that sets the budget and where we're at financially today. It's collectively a group of 10 people that continue to review and look at staffing and push those and direct John Walsh as a city administrator to implement that budget through the department heads who, and that's how that works. And it has since I've been here for 8 years. And I did try to explain it earlier, a little bit of what it has gone on. It doesn't make it acceptable, but what happened is we had Armstrong 4 years ago. When they left, the following years, when we actually took the financial hit, shortly after that, we got ARPA funding, which is free money from the government because of COVID. All cities did. We seen a need to put staff, to backfill some staff with that money. And it was temporarily for 3 years. And lo and behold, it is circumstantial that Cascade Tissue just decided to leave. Now, what's happening in this world today is just like what maybe Hillsborough might be going through with Intel scaling back 1,000 jobs. It's not uncommon. It's nobody's one particular person's fault. It's always been a collective effort. A committee of 10 on budget committee and a committee of, we are the city council, but a committee of 5 up here that run the day-to-day operations. And we get a financial report quarterly. And we always have. So I want to make that very, very clear. That's going to be one of the hardest things I have to try to push that message out. Are we in a financial situation? Absolutely. It's a sign of the times. Inflation, we're not bulletproof. People wanted raises. Absolutely. We are not bulletproof of those consequences. So appreciated Randy Sanders showing up. I appreciated the article that he put in the paper. I read it, and this waterfront is a huge undertaking. I don't ever recall in my entire history of living here in St. Helens of seeing something this big done by anybody, even a private developer. So it is a big undertaking with lots of mysterious stuff under the ground because it's so old. We found oil tanks that had stopped projects, had to get DEQ to contractors having a bad day and pouring curbs wrong. It happens, and I apologize for that. We're gonna be done end of the year-ish. It may be a little bit of overruns on the civil side of things. You know, we started this 2 years ago and we talked about that we were gonna be up into this year. It was talked about. I would ask the community, like I did last meeting, to come out and support our downtown businesses. To find a place to park and maybe walk just a little bit and go down and have a beer and some food. These are good people that are running these restaurants. They have good employees. They want to keep their employees. and they are the lifeblood of our community. They're invested. You know, that's a crucial one for me. That we support our downtown businesses. So I did speak about it last week. And I'll continue to speak about it, but obviously sometimes it doesn't leave this meeting. Let's see, lots of good things happening around the city though. You know, we got Project Arcadia, we're gonna be having a special meeting.
Next
I
week.
think it was probably the project manager that you're referring to. Yeah. Hey, Matt, we're looking at, hopefully that goes through. We'll see. Don't wanna jinx anything, but, the creation of jobs and more revenue in our area is what we are all about, and we try to pursue it to, tirelessly. I mean, we did on Project Sprint. And that was you know, the cities normally don't do economic development, but we sure depend on the economic development in our areas, and so does the county. And the county is struggling with the same issue. They need economic development. So we have 104 acres, well, not quite, probably about 70 acres now of industrial property. If anybody is looking, please see John Walsh, inquire about it. If you have any questions, we'd be more than happy and willing to talk with you. Again, this probably doesn't get out there that often. I think collectively we need to sit together with the port, maybe even the PUD, figure out our power needs and start moving and pushing forward a plan to market our industrial properties. And that's truly where we get our tax bases from as governments to run and supply our citizens with the needs that they deserve. So, yeah. Fall fishing, it's upon us, it's happening. Got to report everything in our community. It's right out here.
Softball's happening too.
Yeah, well,
Let's talk about
I've,
softball all the time.
caught one and lost one and a few other takedowns. So just want to remind people that if you have the opportunity to get just on the other side of the river, you got a really good chance of getting a Chinook. So get out there and get it done, and everybody have a safe and happy Labor Day, you know, busy weekend. So, oh yeah, and I am running for mayor, of course. I never put up my campaigns till Labor Day. I'd never put up my campaign signs till after Labor Day weekend. I never have, ever. So